we're going to speak about our relationship, our friendship, and we're going to get a little bit intimate.
No.
I find that's bullshit.
No.
You can't be best friends and lovers.
It is healthy to keep things at its own place. You know, when we mix too many things, and this is why we are now trying to uphold so many fucking labels and we're exhausted.
They love to load each other up and both victimize each other
Yeah.
and kind of share that.
They would look at two people and only see intimacy as sexualizing.
Yeah.
So they would think, how are they hanging out so much? Because they've not experienced that level of friendship. So it's good to have someone who loves you on an intimate level, but does not take things personal.
I think more people now are looking for, non-judgmental connections and more humanness within each other. Okay, welcome back everybody to another episode of the B.Human podcast with Aesha and myself. Back in our little humble abroad, and we're going to speak about...
Abode.
Not
abroad.
Abode. Humble abode.
Yeah.
Humble abode, there you go. We're going to speak about our relationship, our friendship, and we're going to get a little bit intimate about it.
Yeah.
So look, I think a very important topic these days in regards to friendships in general, in relationships, and the lack of genuine, authentic, intimate friendships, right? So I'll let you actually hit this one off, Aish, and as this is something that you've been wanting to talk about for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sort of came into my awareness because I could see so many women and girls really chasing, if you want to say, or exploring, their own sexuality. And I was thinking about why it's on such a rise, like everybody's very sexual, and I sort of started to think about it, and it was just a lot of young girls or women that want that sort of attention. And when you break that down, I really realised that why I'm not feeling that. Why am I not experiencing that, And it hit me because I have a lot of good guy friends. However, I have quality relationships, and, you are a male, so opposite sex, but I have a very deep and intimate relationship with you, right? And when I was younger, I thought intimacy was more about, a partner, an intimate partner, someone that you're with, girlfriend, boyfriend, married to. But as we've matured, and I've realised that intimacy is not just for someone that you're married to or someone that you're coupling with, yeah? And because we have such a great relationship, such a deep relationship, my needs from that opposite energy is fulfilled, right? Because you get to see me in intimate moments, situations, circumstances. I'm vulnerable, I'm crazy, I can speak to you about everything, and we share a lot. And when those things are taken care of, when a woman or a man gets to be seen on a very intimate level, I feel like that external chasing and validation for that attention also sort of it's not there. That was my experience. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's very interesting. And what I have found during our friendship is we are both growing a lot, as individuals, but we support each other in that. We support each other in the expansion and the growth in our lives. And the most important thing with my experience with our friendship, especially from you, is there has been no angle from a female perspective. Okay, if anything, you have helped me expand and grow, and you always turn me back to being the best or a better version of a family man, right? And what I mean is spend more quality time, the way I speak to my kids or my wife, or how I take on other people's, let's say, feelings or consider them, when I can be selfish at times, a lot of the time, and be like, oh, fuck, shit's chaos or whatever's going on in life, yeah? But you always bring like clarity into it for me, instead of being where I've heard in a lot, and I've seen as we grow up as teenagers, especially in the teenage period, you will see, or a young adolescence in previous relationships, you will see that sometimes people wait for chaos in that other person's life to then kind of fuel it in a way. We're like, yeah, you should leave him, you should leave her, you should do this, you deserve this, you deserve that, and all this bullshit that doesn't always, instead of looking at something from the outside and giving positives towards their life or their relationship, especially with their own partners, right? You're not afraid to be intimate enough with me to be like, well, no, you should actually consider this part of your relationship, or take some accountability for your actions, or word things differently, or this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like a vulture that's waiting to attack.
Yeah.
And what I see and hear, there is a lot of, I don't know if you could call it insecurities or anxiety from people like who don't understand this type of friendship, right?
Yeah.
From the outside would look and go,
They're up to
there's
something.
threats.
Yeah.
Something
There's
can be
threats.
threatening here, And I think it's very important, for this is why we're talking about this, I think it's very important to bring awareness that, you don't have to see things all the time in a threatening way. And this is healthy. This is great. What the fuck? It's making us the better version of ourselves for the people around us, whether it's our kids, our other friends, our fucking,
Families.
our families, our romantic partners, all of these things.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is why I'm actually, this is what I get, my experience of an intimate friendship, let's say. Yeah, that's my experience so far.
And I remember, I don't know if you'll remember this, but I remember one time, and I think you guys had maybe Savannah, or even could have been Roman, very early on, like baby stage. And I was really fit and I was active and I was everything, and you were like, oh, like this is hectic, And remember I said to you, like, do you think I didn't go through that? You think I didn't hate this and I didn't speak like this, or I didn't whatever? I said, because I'm here to show you that was also a phase in me, like, no, sorry, but anyone that's saying that they're perfect and when they had kids they were so respectful and they'd never lost their shit and they didn't look horrible and they didn't hate the way they look, and sorry to say, man, but that wasn't me, So I wanted you to understand that, listen, it's the grass is never greener on the other side. And how beautiful is it to have a friendship where I'm like, I'm a girl, we're opposite sex, but I'm going to stick up for my chick because it's true. Not because I'm trying to do her a favour or I'm trying to like be a nice person. I'm actually like, no, man, look, I went through that stage too. You just got to outlast that. It's normal, And I think, how nice is it to have someone from the opposite sex actually telling you that, instead of saying, yeah, do you know what I would have done? Because it's like, well, what am I trying to get out of that?
Yeah, 100%.
By putting her in a position where she looks like she's not doing her thing properly and I would have done it better, automatically it's like, what am I trying to do in that space? What's my intention behind it? And I think it's really, really important that friendships are genuine like that.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of people who are, especially in their 40s, man, I've noticed women all of a sudden get this burst of, I want to be free.
What's that song?
I want to break free. Yeah, that, right? And I was like, shit. I was interesting because I just did not have that drive and desire. And I spoke to you, I was like, what do you think it is? But I'm a very passionate and purposeful person. And it's because I have such a cool friendship with you where, honestly, as a guy, take away anything sexual, right? I feel protected by you. It's a big thing for a girl, right? I feel safe with you. I know that you will honour my name. If I'm not there, you'll have my back. I feel like you've always supported me. I feel like no matter what you know about me, you've never looked at me any other way except for support and love. Like, you have genuinely had my back. And, you know, we can talk about stuff like, from look at my pimple to, you know, something like, we can praise each other, right? And that's an intimate relationship too. Nothing is off guard. We can speak about things that we're winning in, and also what we're like struggling
100%.
with. And it's really important that you also lead me back to that. You know, I look at you and I see the way you are with your family and kids and everything, and I appreciate that. And, you know, and it's for me, and as a woman, because I feel seen by you, like genuinely, like I don't have to, I've never had one day with you when I thought, I can't show this side to Zuz.
Yeah.
Right? And I can be fucked up, I can be like hectic, whatever, but I've never ever felt I have to tame myself, or I have to curb myself, or, you know, whatever, because when I show up with him, and I said, man, what a way to live with a person, you know. Therefore, if you notice, I'm not a person that's always looking for attention, because like when I'm with you, I get so much attention from you. Like I feel like you are so present with me. For a woman, man, for anybody, I tell you, that's all a person needs, that when you're with someone, that you're with them, you don't desire attention. That's like cheap thrills for me, right? But, you know, when we sing in the car and shit, the world stops for us.
Mate, that's a medicine.
Isn't
Do you know
it?
what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
we don't know what's going on outside.
No.
Yeah? And that's why we always say, no matter who comes into our life, no matter who's already there, this is never going to break, because, you know, it's easy to say a guy's going to support a guy, but when you find something where the opposite sex is supporting your growth, your wellness, your everything, so that, you know, Jesse and the kids and everything else also expands. Like, why would you give that up? Because it's very uncomfortable for other people, because they would look at two people and only see intimacy as sexualizing.
Yeah.
So they would think, how are they hanging out so much? Because they've not experienced that level of friendship. Do you know? So I think it's important, because now I do realise that you can appreciate someone's look, you can appreciate the way someone shows up, but doesn't mean you got to go to that level, because what's more important and valuable is that level of friendship, that level of relationship. You know, what are your thoughts?
100%. And, you know, I think it comes with, from my end especially, it comes with no judgment. So, you know, I look at you in a way that you can do or say anything, tell me anything, and there's not going to be any judgment, right? And I think that's when you said, like, you feel that I'm present with you, and providing, and that's what people out there need to understand, like, there is a lot of different aspects of a true friendship, okay, that is going to, you know, make, like, we sing, we talk about dumb shit, we do whatever, and at that moment, like, when we're hanging out, the people walking by and looking at us, or whatever it is, right? There is no filters. There is no suppression. There is no, oh, fuck, I've got to, you know, spend 3 hours with Aesha. I've got to watch how I speak, or try to act interested in something, or fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
All of those things which, you know, if you listen to this, I want you to actually really sit there and think to yourself, you know, who are my friends? Who are my friendships and my relationships I have with people out there? And start trying to think and work out, like, you know, does it come with no judgment? Can I be totally honest? How many times am I laughing? Or am I just in this friendship to offload my pressures and vice versa, and then listen to them complain? Because the problem is this too, like, we do that. We talk about our pressures to each other, but we don't always just consume that and sit in that, right? We might be like, hey, fuck, I've got to blow some steam off. And then the next thing you know, we're laughing, listening to old school music. Yeah. We're back to our creative, fun, joy ways, you know what I mean? And, you know, I think a lot of relationships out there, just from listening to people really and people watching, they love to load each other up and both victimize each other. Yeah. And kind of share that. Yeah,
that's their trauma bonding.
That's their trauma bonding, right? There you go, trauma bonding. And I'm sorry, but fuck that, I'm not sorry. I'm not saying I'm sorry. Fuck, I'm not sorry, because this is real.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in that type of friendship, you're going to see life as everything is trauma, everything is fucking, you're a victim to everything is a load on you, because that's all, like, you're let's say if this is your life and your getaway is your friend, right, where you can escape that, but your escape is load as well.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same. It's not an escape. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, that is like a medicine. Like our friendship is medicine. It's medicine.
Dude,
100%
you got to think about it this way. I have been divorced twice, right? Married to men, divorced twice. Why do I still believe in marriage, healthy relationships, men? Why do I have such a healthy relationship with men?
Yeah, why aren't you going, fuck all men, they're all the same,
because
and all that?
I have such an intimate relationship with you, right, that I friggin' still, genuinely, I love men. I love my friendship with men. I love the way men work and that. Why? Because you and me, the relationship I have with you, I've seen so many aspects of what it means to be a man through you that I genuinely still love that. You know, I'm not against it. And it's the same way I feel like with your marriage, because I'm that person for you. Because listen, we think we can play many roles as one person. I can't. Like, I can play my role. I can't take Jesse's role. Jesse can't even play my role in your life. And
that's
you know,
right,
you got to be humble enough to fucking accept this. Right? Because I know this, you know, you go through a phase, you go, well, I'm everything for that. You're fucking not. My dog, you can't even fulfill the role my dog plays.
Yeah.
Because my dog's role is my dog's role.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So when you understand that and when you humble yourself to know that, hey, just be good at your role, don't fucking mix this shit. It's a beautiful way to appreciate so many people doing so many different things. And we always speak about it because we have such a healthy relationship. Your relationship with Jesse's better because you get to do dumb shit with me, crazy stuff that maybe that's not her interest, but at least you're doing it with a friend that's an opposite sex that's always going to go, hey, you know, back there now. You know what I mean? Instead of, hey, let's go out and I'll separate. Because you can have a guy friend and be honest. Have they done stuff that could separate you and Jesse? 100%. Just because it's a guy doesn't mean they're going to bring you, like, do you know what I mean?
And people love to resonate with someone else and go, oh, fuck, I've been feeling this way. This person's talking to me, you know, consoling me in the same thing. This person starts trying to make that story match even more, do you know what I mean? And without thinking, you're pulling that person away from what he really needs.
Exactly.
That's you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know, what's your perspective on this when people say you need to be like with your wife or husband or girlfriend, boyfriend, like all that intimate relationship, romantic stuff, right? You got to be best friends and lovers, because I find you don't. I find that's bullshit. You can't be best friends and lovers because now you have mixed it all up. It's like you can't, because, you know, the challenges and the highs, the lows, everything that comes with being in a romantic relationship with someone, you shouldn't be dealing with exactly the same things in a friendship with somebody. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So they've got to be separate.
And a best friend you can be in the sense that you're very open and you're not hiding, you're transparent. I feel like in a relationship, that's what best friend means to me. Like, hey man, I trust, and all that stuff.
Trust, safety, security.
You're transparent. 100%. There's no like hiding, none of that stuff, right? That's a best friend. You can have fun and stuff. Yeah. But dude, you gotta think about it. What you do with your best friend, your wife's not gonna want to do it. Just say, I'm not looking after 2 young kids. I'm not, it doesn't make sense for me to have that kind of energy towards you when I don't have the same environment, background, situation. So it doesn't even make sense to me. And I think it is healthy to keep things at its own place. You know, when we mix too many things, and this is why we are now trying to uphold so many fucking labels, and we're exhausted, because back in the day when people lived in a village, you did fucking go out with your friend. You did hang out with the person that was the wise teacher. You did go to that person for like some family support. You did go for this one for
everyone played a role.
Everyone played a role. And now, you know, in these isolated societies, what's happening is like we're thinking that we have to be all those roles.
That's right.
And we don't. And this is why there's such a disruption in, you know, first of all, we are or a generation where so many people are lonely, and they're turning to.
We just saw about that young teenager was having a relationship with an AI.
Yeah, like I had a friendship with an
AI
AI.
bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because he was lonely, man. And that's why we said this is medicine, because we get to be ourselves. How lucky and blessed are we that we get to be ourselves at least one day a week completely. Like I know we show up like that, but one day to hang out with a person who just you can be so free with. What does it do to your nervous system? What do you reckon?
Honestly, like it puts, and I've been thinking about this lately too. It's like, these Fridays that we work together, why do we get so much growth, creative ideas, and momentum? Is because my nervous system also is at a place where it's able to do all those things. Do you know what I mean? I know the moment that we get in the car, B.Human Movement Fridays is away from my other stresses with my other businesses, right? So it's a completely different environment. You know what I mean?
100%.
I know that my kids are looked after. I know my wife is looked after and all that's there. So that's also something I don't need to really think about. I know the person I'm with, which is you for the day, is rock solid, is all or nothing with me. She's got the supports me, my wife, my kids. Everything
100%.
is supported by her.
And that's important,
Do you know what I mean?
guys, that I also have a really good relationship with Jessie.
Yeah.
So she feels safe too. It's important, guys.
And that's the thing. It's knowing that when I'm with you, right, I don't have to kind of have any walls put up because there might be a threat. You might say the wrong thing. I know inside out, I know exactly what it is. Transparency.
Even for her though.
That's what I mean.
Doesn't mean that you feel but it has to be that as well.
100%. But I'm saying even for me as a man, as a husband, as a father, I know the person that I'm bringing into my life to experience with. Sorry, Melbourne fucking.
Hay fever.
The pollen is spraying shit. I know that there is no threat coming to my household.
No,
to my unit, to my core. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fucking hell, don't believe these people.
For you. Have your water. Do you want your water?
Yeah, but you move it so aesthetically it looks nice here.
Wine?
If I was that guy from Fantastic Four, I'll be like, fucking... No, I'm sweet.
You sure?
Yeah.
100%.
Resilience, mate.
Yeah.
I'll get through this shit.
Tough it up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's important, and it's okay that people might look at it and... Because look, and let's be honest, people have come up to us and said, hey, you guys like, nah. Like, we would not be mucking around. Like, and it's true, man. Like,
Where were we? Oh, haram.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, haram. Poor guy. But we're at that event. Yeah, we're at an event. And a guy said, I know you guys from somewhere. TV. And I thought, oh, fuck, he knows me, B.Human. Yeah. We're like, yeah. He goes, weren't you on Married at First Sight?
We both died.
I said, mate, divorced at first sight.
3 times with him.
Oh, it was the funniest.
Yeah, but it's, and you know what, our friendship has, and listen, this is not now. This is what I want people to realise. We were like this when you were younger, when 100%. I was younger. Yeah. When Jessie wasn't even in the picture, 100%. Mate, we still had this friendship, right? So very rare, very blessed, very grateful for our relationship because like I said, me being at a certain age, I really truly realised that because I have one quality relationship with a man, with a healthy man, I don't crave that external validation. I'm not craving to be beautiful in 50 people's eyes. I don't have to show my shit to be like, oh, I'm a woman, you know. And dude, you don't have to you're not even looking at me on that level, but just because of you loving me who I am, I feel beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Like I can have my grey hairs and I still feel beautiful because it's a different kind of intimate love and relationship between us that,
there's nothing to prove, mate.
No, and it's just nice because when you have that, your relationships with women have also improved because 100%. Of my relationship with you. I've also had beautiful relationship with men because my relationship with you, because it teaches you.
Well, what it did for me especially is that my relationship or my perception towards women isn't surface level anymore. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
It's straight. Doesn't matter what you look like, whatever. I could say even with men it's improved too, yeah? instead of it being surface level stuff, I straight away look past there and try to find like who I'm speaking to, as in who is this person I'm talking to, what are their values, or what.
And that's the
do you know what I
intimacy,
mean?
right? Because
It's
you're going
intimacy. It's more
deeper than the
intimate. That's
first
right.
level. Yeah.
Where
100%.
before it'd be like, oh, look at this fucking.
Look at it. He's
If
got
it-
no
if it-
fucking good shoulders. His
Yeah.
shoulders are...
Look at him, he hasn't bench pressed today. Fuck. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so honestly, it's past aesthetics, and it's more on an intimate level now with everyone that I deal with, and it's the best, man. I was talking to a lady yesterday, and she was asking, she's like, "Hey, I seen what you guys doing, like following the Instagram and all of this," and yeah, and I said, she's like, "When's your next Melbourne workshop?" I said, "I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know." I said, at the moment we're servicing as much as the East Coast as we can, but I'll let you know once we have a Melbourne one ready for next year. And we're talking about it, and yeah, she was actually pretty amazed. She said, "Do you work on majority men in your work?" I said, "Well, no, actually majority women." And she goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, we get very positive feedback that they feel very safe around me, and some of them haven't felt that safe for many years. Yeah, and she goes, "Oh, why do you think it is?" And I said, "Honestly, I have no judgment towards people anymore. I don't judge you at all. I don't judge you." I said, "I have no judgment. I used to judge everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone that walked past me, everyone that I come in contact with, I judge them, right? And I try to work out, fucking, are they worth talking to, they're worth not talking to, or they're dickheads or whatnot." I said, "There's no judgment now. And if I do see something that rings a little alarm bell or something."
Well, it doesn't resonate, man.
No. And I just be like, "All right, cool, doesn't resonate." Or I wonder,
Move on.
why? Like I try to encrypt a little bit in my head, like why? Like why do they act like that? Why do they say that? And because of the people we are and we're growing, I can then understand. And I bring some understanding to myself. I go, okay, cool. And then I don't have to judge that person. There's no blame, there's no judge, nothing. So yeah, definitely having a friendship like this has helped me show up in a better way, but also perceive people and the whole world in a better way.
And I think I think we're all headed that way, man. And I think
it's that human connection and its authenticness.
Yeah, and I think you do go from different stages. Like I look back at my relationships and it's like, wow, I don't even know if it was that intimate, because it's like, how much of you were you freely able to see? How much of that person was I intimately seeing or connecting with, right? But it's a beautiful journey, because you're meant to have been in those stages at that time and sort of experienced that level, and now I look at it and I think, wow, I just look at things so differently, because exactly what you said, when you go past that initial surface layer, and that's not to say we give a green pass to each other for like just doing what the fuck we want, because we're just like, oh yeah, we're just look, we also know we got to represent a certain way, physically we got to show up a certain way. Are you doing your work? These are all intimate qualities too. It's not just the nice and everything's so perfect and I don't judge you. It's not that. I call you to your quality, you call me up to my quality. So if what we're saying is not aligning with what we're fucking doing, we do call that out too. And sometimes I feel like it helps having a friendship relationship, not a partner relationship, because you get offended. If someone goes, "Fuck, dude, you gotta lose weight," someone's gonna get offended.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? If I say, "Bro, stop fucking biting your nails,"
I'll start playing the goatee.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's good to have someone who loves you on an intimate level, but does not take things personal. It's healthy, because then we're listening to the feedback instead of judging the feedback and getting offended.
Correct.
So, going back to the fact that, look, we can't be best friends and all that, because it's very hard to separate that. Jesse's going to be taking things personal, because she should.
Yeah. And I do as well.
Yeah.
Like I take things more personal.
100%.
Even lately, I've been taking things more personal. We've both been doing that. And yeah, and you got to catch yourself and go, fuck, man.
And credit to her too. She doesn't get threatened, because I know in the car sometimes you go, look, I've got to call Aesha. I've got to speak to her. She's there. She's your wife. She's not threatened. She's like, yep, cool. And then we have a discussion. You're like, all right, sweet, I've decided this. Yeah. It's just because I'm coming it from a different angle, And I think when you have that, the more healthy, loving, intimate relationships you can have, boy or girl, like I said, there's same-sex people that can lead you away from your family and lead you away. So it's not about that. It's about how intimate can you be with someone, how vulnerable, how transparent, how truthful, how authentic. And if you have a relationship like that, well, fuck, man, you struck gold.
100%. Yeah, and you know what? Like it's like taking it back to the old school, back to tribal times, and you know, you build a community, you build a tribe of people, instead of just this messy, sloppy, fucking
Isolation too.
Isolation, yeah. You know, and I think that's what people got to start paying attention to. And look, to be honest, I think that's what people are longing for.
Yeah.
And it's coming back to that way, where, yeah, you know, you can. People, I think, don't want to go into on the weekend. They don't look forward to as much as going to a nightclub with thousands of people around them, pretending that that's where they want to be, especially their nervous system. I think more people now are looking for, you know, non-judgmental connections and more humanness within each other. So, yeah, I think that we've struck gold, and I can only hope that everyone gets to experience the friendship we have.
Yeah.
Once in their lifetime at least.
Yep. Cheers, brother. Okay, round it off, bro.
All right, so that was a very nice conversation together. Yeah, and look, we're just expressing our experience, our truth. We're okay with anyone thinking anything of it. So we hope it inspires someone out there to really look for an authentic friendship, an authentic support system for you and your families. And while you're listening to this, or after you listen to it, just close your eyes for a bit and really think about and digest all of your friendships and relationships that you have. And I reckon it's very easy to filter through and work out how authentic they are and where they're coming from. And yeah, I reckon just do that and see where you go with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I reckon go with it. And the ones you can find where you can be open and raw and have no judgment, lean more into those.
100%.
All right. Well, that's a wrap, guys. See you next time. Remember to be human. Don't be AI.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We hope that you enjoyed it.
Don't forget, guys, to please subscribe. Check out our website to stay up to date with events, merch, and just to get in touch with us.
Also, follow us on Instagram. We post a lot of good shit and funny shit.
You'll find that at the B.Human movement. Until next time, guys, please remember to be human.